Hey, what's up, ghouls and gals? If you've been here for a while, you would have probably heard me say that I feel as if I am quite desensitized to a lot of things in horror movies. However, there are still things that make me uncomfortable, and that is what we're going to talk about today. Specific scenes in horror that truly have made me wince at one time or another. So if you enjoy this video, please go ahead and give this a thumbs up, subscribe for more, check out all of my links down below if you would like to see any more of me or support the channel any further. This Sunday, September 29th, is my 9-year sober anniversary, and to commemorate that, we are starting a new series here called Cemetery Cinema, where we will be diving into classic horror films, and I am so excited. Join me this Sunday for Little Shop of Horrors, the original, not the 80s remake. And also, if you are a fan of spooky things, go ahead and check out our store. We did update it with a bunch of our horror drop is dropping. So go ahead and check that out. It is linked down below. Let's get into the movies. So let's start off with, this is a doozy because I feel like eyeball trauma. There's two scenes on this list that have to do with eyeball trauma. Let's talk about Zombie 2, if you will. This has a scene where this not only has an amazing underwater zombie shark topless woman scene, which is fantastic, by the way. This has a scene where the zombie is just, I've shared this as a clip before because I love it so much, but it gives me such a visceral response. The scene where the zombie is pushing the woman's head slowly towards the big splinter piece of wood, and it goes without hesitation whatsoever, it just goes straight for the kill, if you will, and right into her eyeball. And it is so disgusting, and it feels realistic because the camera doesn't really move much, and that you expect it to cut away, because a lot of, I would say, PG-13 horror movies do that a lot, where you think you're going to see the gore, but you don't. And in this one, you definitely do. And when that wood goes right through her eyeball, it is so, you're like, how much more of this can we take? But the shark zombie scene? Fantastic. I believe I actually shared that clip over on my Instagram, and I had to trim it down so that I wouldn't get flagged for boobies. Moving on to Revenge. If you guys have not seen Revenge, it is so good. The director, Coralie Fargier, correct my pronunciation if I'm wrong, just released The Substance, and we're dying to see it. We have not seen it yet. I have been avoiding spoilers. I've been dodging spoilers like I'm in the Matrix, you guys. But honestly, Revenge has a scene involving foot trauma, and it is so good, but it's so bad at the same time. If you've seen the film, I should preface, I'm going to put a spoiler warning at the beginning of this video. There's a scene where our main character is being chased by a gross man, and it's set up so well to where I believe it's broken glass, but you're seeing, you see it happen, and he's going to run into it. It is set up in a way where what's going to happen, and when it happens, it's another one of those scenes that follows through in such a way where it's so human and it's so real, where this man is digging the glass out of his foot, and oh my gosh, it is ooh, you kind of gotta take a step back for that one. It is so good, but like I said, it just feels very real, and it feels very human, and it just gives you a response. It feels like it triggers a response that's oh, you gotta walk on that after? You can feel that in your feet. Okay, moving on to Braindead, Dead Alive. This Peter Jackson, like, masterpiece. As a person who just loves gore, I feel like this really satiates that need for, like, seeing, like, wanting to see gore. Terrifier 2 as well. Maybe we'll get there eventually, but Dead Alive has a scene where it's like a dinner scene and the family is eating, everything is fine, until an ear starts sloughing off and falls into a bowl of custard and then gets oh my god, it's just so disgusting. Over the years, I've kind of developed a little bit of a weak stomach when it comes to, like, eating. I don't know. When I was going through cancer treatment, when I was getting sober, I had a lot of issues with food. So sometimes gross food related scenes still make me, like, feel like I'm back in that headspace, and that's why I have a little bit of an issue watching. But I feel like it's stuff like that, like when you can connect the horror to real life, you can, you know, you kind of feel the horror a little more. And speaking of feeling the horror, let's talk about Gerald's game for a minute. And I feel like you guys know where I'm going with this. The degloving. I read the book last year, and honestly, it does hold up to how good the movie is. And the movie honestly is such a fantastic representation of the text. But I'm gonna, like, put a little bit of a self-harm trigger warning in front here just in case. When I was going through a difficult time about 10 years ago, you guys might have seen it when I post photos. I have a scar on my wrist and I almost died. I almost, if you can take into context, you know, but it is right where she slices to get her hand, like she's degloving, like that's where my scar on my wrist is. And every time I see that, I feel like I'm reliving that all over again, and it truly gives me such a horrific visceral reaction. Oh my god, the degloving is truly up there on one of the scenes where I genuinely cannot watch. And I mean, sorry to be like truth bomb there for a second, but you know, I've been through a lot, and I feel like that is an example of movies maybe helping you process something. Okay, let's end on a weird note. Let's go back to some disgusting eyeball stuff. Let's talk about Headless. The found Headless combo. If you guys are gonna watch Headless, please do yourselves a favor and watch Found first. We kind of watched them in reverse order, and that's why I'm giving you this little tidbit here. Either way, both have disgusting eyeball eating scenes that end up devolving into debauchery, and it is so gross when eyeballs are scooped out of a head like a melon and eaten. And we're gonna go back to the custard scene. Like, these eyeballs explode like custard, and it's like a pussy custard. That is disgusting. That is so disgusting. Oh my god. Anyways, like we finished Found, but like I physically had to shut off Headless because we were eating dinner as we were watching it, and I just could not take this guy eating eyeballs. Oh my god. Like, I have, like I told you, food aversions. I have food trauma. The eyeballs and eating dinner just really set me off. Ugh. Anyways, I hope that you guys maybe can relate to some of the things that I've talked about in this video. I always want to be as open, honest, and transparent as humanly possible. I feel like I do watch a lot of disturbing things, but like I've mentioned, I've been through a lot of disturbing things myself. So it's kind of nice to have a cathartic experience through film. and it really does help you process a lot of emotions if you watch as many films as we do. Anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know perhaps a scene in a film that you can't watch for one reason or another. Maybe it's too scary, too gory, too whatever for you. Let me know. Don't forget to come hang out for Cemetery Cinema on Sunday, September 29th, where we'll be watching Little Shop of Horrors together, and I will see you guys I'll see you Sunday. How about that? Sayonara, Spooky fam.